your girl Sunray coming back to you guys with a very quick prophetic word. So what God is saying right now is do not listen to them. Now, what does that mean? Earlier, I was reading the book of Isaiah, and I recommend you guys read it as well, chapters 36 and 37. And in those chapters, we encounter the Assyrian messengers of the Assyrian king coming to Hezekiah and pretty much saying like, hey, we done conquered every other king in the land, and we're going to conquer you too. We're giving you an opportunity and your people to just bow down to us, to just allow us to take you guys over without all the extra fighting, etc. Because if you look back at these other kings that we've conquered, they've had gods that they've worshipped, and they had this belief that their gods would save them, but their gods didn't save them. So what makes the God that you serve any different, you know? And so in that story, instead of Hezekiah resorting to fear, what did he resort in? He ended up resorting to his faith, or resorting to his faith, I should say. That's where he resorted to. And in that situation, instead of following what they were saying, he went to God and he spoke to God himself. He prayed about it. And the prophet Isaiah ended up delivering a message of victory for Hezekiah over the Assyrians, in that God said, don't even worry about it. I got them. You know, so right now God is saying do not listen to them. Who are them? Them are those individuals that have been sent by the enemy to distract you from your purpose, to distract you from whatever work God has you doing for the kingdom. Now, how I interpreted this message is that, you know, maybe you're waiting on God to do something that seems kind of impossible. When you talk to other people in your life about what God has spoken to you, what he's going to do, they're like, now come on, is that really gonna happen, right? And what I also sense is that they're comparing your situation to other people that have gone through a situation similar to yours. They're like, hey, this person, Keisha down the street, had X, Y, and Z going on, so X, Y, and Z obviously equals Y equals MCB. I don't know, you know. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is that they're analyzing your situation and saying like, hey, this person went through the same thing and God didn't come through for them, or nothing positive happened for them. So what makes you think is going to happen for you? That's the difference though. Just like how Hezekiah had a sovereign and all-powerful God, that's what you have as well. You have faith. And because you operate in faith, your situation is going to turn out for your good. God's saying, hey, you're already victorious. Focus on the goal. Focus on the path that I have aligned for you. Don't worry about these distractions that the enemy is sending in to kind of keep you off course from your purpose. And the Assyrian messengers, they really remind me of those people that's like, that's not really finna happen in your life. And as a believer, sometimes it does get hard. You know, when God tells you he's going to do something and he gives you that covenant, it doesn't happen tomorrow. It doesn't happen the next day. It happens after a long amount of toiling. Also, I think it might be helpful for you guys to read Isaiah 48, where God talks about he refined us as silver is refined in the fire, not so that, you know, we can just go through suffering, but so he can get the glory. Think of how miraculous it'll be to those Assyrian messengers to see that the very God that they mocked you for serving, the very God that they mocked for their own evil purposes, their own traps ended up being their death sentence. And here God is saying, don't listen to those enemies, for I have you covered. So please don't listen to them. Cover your ears, okay? Stay faithful in this season. Stay prayed up. Stay loving God. And also remember that you are not alone in this fight. A lot of us believers are going through the same thing right now. And I think it's just so important to remember to stay focused on the goal. And the goal is always God. It's the kingdom of God.